Hello everyone, it's me, Warburg, right here. Got done with my martial arts lesson last night. Took me a nap. Been up since like 4 in the morning. And I've been debating about doing this video for probably the past 2 weeks. You know, haven't done a video in a while. I know my channel's kind of a little scrambled on the content. You know, I know initially I came in, I did like a couple audiobooks, played a few games, and then did like some, stealth missions and whatnot, or stealth adventures, which I need to get back to doing. The only closest thing I've been doing recently was maybe going fishing and, kind of doing more outdoorsy stuff, doing what rogues normally do. I'm also kind of going off the locales like Shanny, Rev, and G-Man, and I usually watch them whenever I'm having a bad day. Whenever I feel like I hate myself or whatever, I just watch one of their videos and I feel a lot better about myself as a person. But I digress. And let me get away from this traffic right here, because then I'm not going to be able to hear myself think. The person that I'm going to be talking about in this video is not really not like a locale, like the same way G-Man and Shanny is. Because the reason a lot of trolls talk shit about those two, or including Rev, is because no one really likes them, so they're not going to really get jabbed for, trolling them, I guess. Now, Whitney, the person I'm talking about is Whitney Thore, and she is the star of My Big Fat Fabulous Life. To get a little backdrop on her, her show came out back in 2014, and this was after a viral video on YouTube that was called Fat Girl Dancing, and the right people saw it, decided to give her a show, blah, 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 Everything seemed kind of cool at first, but then as we kind of watched the videos a little bit forward, there was a, group of people who started to really not like her. Not really like dislike her as a person, but just her behavior. Whitney is a morbidly obese woman from North Carolina. And she's probably, I think when she first started, she was probably close to like 400 pounds. I know she, got down quite a bit, since her season with Chase, during the whole Chase saga. And, probably, hopefully she lost some since then. But the main issue people have is her narcissism, her selfishness, her sense of entitlement. And I think with me personally, like what kind of triggers me the most about her is her neediness and just the behavior that she has. It's just a simple fact that she gets away with it that kind of ticks me off even more. To any young ladies who may see this video or see anything about Whitney Thore, and if you think that this is an appropriate way to act, it is not. It's not normal to be acting the way she is, damn near being close to 40. One of the biggest things, I think one of the biggest staples about her show is like her bad luck with relationships. That she's having trouble locking down a man, getting married, not being able to get married and have children. And the question I always ask is like, why the fuck didn't you just find your man in college? You had plenty of opportunities back then, but you didn't take up on it. But now you're getting close to the to menopause, where you're getting to a point where you can't have children anymore, and now you want to start panicking. I said, well, you should have thought about that at least 10 years ago. Another thing that really ticked me off was like there was one scene on there where she was arguing with the comedian named Sharon. Sharon was just she had like a little dinner. Whitney and her friend Buddy go over there to confront her about like, I guess, some of the jokes that she was making on stage. And she said, "I will not wait to live my life." that line alone ticked me off more than anything. And this is coming from someone who possibly has, done time in service and, a little time in county jail. And I'm like, what the hell was holding you back? You were not in the military as far as I know. And you never had to do any kind of jail sentence as far as I know. So what was it that was holding you back from your life? Because, I didn't even reach my freedom until I was like 25 years old. Like, as far as like being a civilian, being able to go anywhere I want to go, being able to work any job I want to work, being able to do whatever it is I want to do without the threat of going to prison, But again, I digress. Well, the Hawaii episode. I think this one's probably one of the icings on the cake. She goes down to the private beach, and there's these 3 Polynesian guys who are dancing. They're pretty, cut up dudes, She starts going up there and trying to be all, touchy-feely with them. And they told her to stop. They told her, she said, "Can I touch?" They said no, and she continued to do that. Now, if the genders were reversed, if Whitney was a morbidly obese man touching on some Polynesian women when they told him not to touch them, either 2 things would happen. Either Whitney would have gotten her ass kicked by one of the husbands, or she would have went to jail for sexual assault. So that's as far as I'm going to say about the whole Hawaii episode. I think that's the one thing a lot of people cannot stand, as far as her behavior. But let's fast forward to 2020, the Chase Severino case. Now, I'm a little bit skeptical on whether this relationship was even real or not, because I think personally, if this is real, Chase needed the extra money as quick as possible to open up his bar that he needed to get to basically give a better style living to his actual girlfriend and his soon-to-be daughter. I know that's how they broke up, because they try to make it seem like Chase had a one-time thing with some chick, and she got pregnant in the result, kept it a secret for a few months, and then recently told him, and then he told Whitney, and that pretty much ended their relationship. This is also probably to promote also another very unhealthy topic that I've actually talked to before about the whole Lexi Nemo thing, where you got these, femcel-minded women, who basically want to look any way they want, we'll just say average looking at best, and they want to get with male supermodels, and I just think that's bullshit, and because the dating inflation has gotten up, not just economic inflation, but because there's so many thirsty men out there that are willing to sleep with anybody nowadays, that they will even sleep with these femcel type of women, and now she thinks that she's on, that so-called hot guys level. And that's exactly what Whitney's trying to promote with probably her and Chase. Now, Chase, to me, honestly, I think she, as far as her getting a marriage down and everything like that, I think she probably should stick with Lenny, because he seems to be the only guy that maybe genuinely has any feelings for her, so maybe she could try to get something to work with him. Chase would be hell no, because Chase to me is just like, he's a little bitch boy, a little hipster bitch boy. But I think that's all I can really say about him. I really don't like the guy. I can't even stand the way the guy talks. But Whitney needs to stop her needy shit. I don't understand how she's been doing this. I mean, as long as she's had her show, she's been doing this for like 10 years. And I just don't know how any of her friends didn't sit down and actually had a talk with her about why she can't land a man, because it's mainly her behavior. If she was actually able to fix that, she probably wouldn't have any issue getting a marriage down. Some man will probably, be willing enough to, walk down the aisle with her. and exchange vows and all that other good stuff. But I didn't make this video to fat shame or look shame anybody or anything like that. I might actually do a video on her subreddit, which I've read into a little bit. There's some people on there that said some pretty, horrific things, but as far as like actually hate towards her as a person, I don't really see that as much. I don't think people on that subreddit, really like hate her per se. They just really don't like her behavior, which is kind of why I'm making this video. But I think I've said enough, and I'll take my leave. I'll see ya.